Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Arne Slot's transfer priorities look all wrong as Liverpool target £87 million wing wizard. Liverpool have made some impressive moves, but they could be about to make a huge mistake. The Reds have had a transfer window like no other and certainly received all the plaudits for their good work, and rightly so. Their team really is one to be feared and they have given themselves the best chance at retaining their title, and the scariest thing is that they are not finished yet. However, despite all their impressive transfer business thus far, they might be on the verge of some rather questionable decisions, with one in particular something that they probably should not be doing. Liverpool should not be trying to sign Bradley Barcola. The Reds are still aiming to spend big despite already spending close to £300 million, with this very likely to go on an attacker. Alexander Isak is the priority, but as things stand, Newcastle are refusing to let him go, suggesting that this might not even happen at all. With that being said, Richard Hughes already has a backup plan just in case, with the sporting director prepared to make a move for PSG winger Bradley Barcola if the Swede is not attainable. However, whether a move actually happens or not is yet to be seen, with the French club previously very adamant that he is not for sale. No contact has been made, but if the player decides he wants to go, and Liverpool pay €100 million, £87 million, then they might allow him to depart. The Reds simply do not need Barcola, though, especially if he commands a transfer fee of that magnitude, with Arne Slot already having plenty of left-wing options. Cody Gakpo, Rio Ngumaha, Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ecatike can all play there, giving the Dutchman 4 good options without spending another penny. As for a striker, Ecatike is the only recognized number 9 at the club, meaning that their priority should always remain on Issac. If they fail to get the Swede, that should really be the end of their transfer business in attack, unless a very good opportunity for another striker arises. Although there are not too many out there, Liverpool should really be prioritizing their defense. As well as not really needing a winger, the Reds have much more pressing issues, with this stemming from their defense. They currently only have 3 senior centre-backs at the club, with one being 34 and the other 2 very injury-prone. Of course, the likes of Wataru Endo and Ryan Gravenberch could fill in if needed, but that is far from ideal, especially as their aim is to defend their title. Therefore, as great as Isaac would be, a centre-half should be the priority first, then they can make a decision over the Swede and then even Barcola should they see fit. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC. Our second news is, full agreement, Newcastle United could end transfer frustration in major boost for Liverpool. Newcastle United transfer news. AC Milan defender Malik Thaw is wanted by Newcastle United this summer. Reports from Sky Sport Germany have claimed that Newcastle United and Malik Thaw have come to a full agreement on personal terms over a potential move to St James' Park this summer. Thaw has been admired by Newcastle United for over a year now, with links surfacing about their interest in the defender last summer. Eddie Howe was even asked about reports linking Newcastle United with a move for the AC Milan defender whilst the club were in Japan on a pre-season tour last year. There's no updates on that. United's head coach responded, "I'm always reluctant to comment on these things, but he's a player I know about, of course I do, from our games in the Champions League against Milan, and yeah, he's a very good player, but that's it." Reports of Newcastle United's reignited interest in Thaw have gathered pace in recent days, with Sky Germany reporter Patrick Berger providing an update on X. He wrote, "EXCL, Newcastle United have reached a full agreement on personal terms with Malik Thaw, 23, over a 4-year deal. #NUFC and AC Milan are still negotiating after latest €30 million bid, talks ongoing. But Allegri has informed the club he doesn't want to let Thaw go. Bayer Leverkusen are also interested in Thaw. Signing Thaw would finally see the Magpies put some of their summer transfer frustrations behind them, add quality and depth to their back line and, crucially, add a younger body to an aging defense. Fabian Schär, Jamal Lascelles, Dan Burn and Emil Croft are all on the wrong side of 30, whilst Sven Botman's injury issues mean he has not been a reliable option for Howe for some time now. Their pursuit of Thaw last summer took a back seat as they went all in on a move for Crystal Palace defender Marc Guéhi. Ultimately, they were priced out of a move for the England international as their spending was restricted by the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Newcastle United transfer developments a boost for Liverpool? After chasing his signature last summer, Guéhi's name has again cropped up as a potential target for the Magpies this year. The former Chelsea man has entered the final 12 months of his contract at Selhurst Park and will be available on a free transfer next summer if no extension is signed. The Gazette has launched a new WhatsApp NUFC channel to bring the latest news, analysis and team and injury updates directly to your phone. Simply click this link to join our NUFC WhatsApp channel. Palace reportedly value Guéhi at £50 million, whilst the Times reported earlier this week that Newcastle United had reignited their interest in the defender. Those reports come amid huge speculation that Liverpool have also shortlisted Guéhi as a way to strengthen their defence. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC transfer. Our third news is Liverpool preparing concrete offer for 42g per a superstar as well as Alexander Isak. Liverpool have set their sights on another attacker, but they remain keen on Alexander Isak. A lot of the transfer talk surrounding Liverpool right now is focused on their link with Alexander Isak and whether they will manage to get a deal over the line before the window slams shut. Newcastle United have been reluctant to entertain offers for their star striker, but the Reds are still very much in the frame for his signature. Arne Slot and co are eager to complete a stunning attacking transformation for their Premier League title-defending season. With Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ecatike already through the door, it would seem Issac would be the crown jewel in this impressive summer haul. But the Reds still have other ideas on top of their pursuit of Issac. Following the sale of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich, Liverpool have been shopping around for a new left-winger. While pre-season results have seen Cody Gakpo impress and even Ecatike enjoy playing on the left at times, the Reds are looking for a like-for-like replacement for Diaz. According to transfer specialist Sacha Tavolieri, Liverpool are monitoring the French market as Bradley Barcola has become a leading target that could lead to them tabling a significant cash offer for his services. Tavolieri reported on social media that Liverpool are set to proceed with a concrete offer for the Paris Saint-Germain star. The Reds are determined to take their interest to the next level with an official bid, following recent conversations. However, PSG will be a tough nut to crack when it comes to convincing them to sell Barcola. The French giants will not entertain anything below the €100 million, £75 million mark for the 22-year-old, who lit up League One last season. Barcola tallied 42 goal contributions in all competitions, 21 goals and 21 assists. He played a huge part in their European success and overall season triumph as PSG won the treble of Ligue 1, Champions League and Coupe de France titles. While Barcola is not going to come cheap, it doesn't take any focus away from Liverpool's continuous burning interest in Issac. The Reds may have had an offer rejected by Newcastle, but that hasn't swayed their position in wanting to bring him to Anfield. French outlet L'Equipe has provided extra insight into the connection with Barcola, reiterating that he will cost more than €100 million and it will be necessary to table an impressive offer to convince PSG. The report also says that while Liverpool are targeting other options for their attack, with Barcola and Real Madrid's Rodrigo both mentioned, the pursuit comes without giving up on Issac. It seems as though while the Premier League champions are now looking for a new left-winger, it hasn't taken the place of their interest in Issac. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC news. Our fourth news is report. Mohamed Salah has already decided on early transfer from Liverpool. Despite winning the Premier League last season, it seems as though Arne Slot has been intent on reshaping his Liverpool squad during the summer transfer window. Liverpool have brought in a number of high-profile recruits, with the likes of Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ecatike, Milos Kerkez, and Jeremy Frimpong signed for significant fees. Couple that with big-name exits in the form of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Luis Diaz, and, soon-to-be, Darwin Núñez, and suddenly it looks like a very different Reds team for 2025-26. Of course, one constant in the side will be the presence of Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian star played out a high-profile contract standoff with Liverpool last season, one that ultimately saw him commit his future to the club for another 2 seasons. However, one report suggests that Salah has already decided that he will not be seeing out the entirety of that new deal. Football Transfers are reporting that Mohamed Salah has decided that he will leave Liverpool in 2026 in order to join the Saudi Pro League. The 33-year-old has been heavily linked with a move to the Middle East in recent years, with it being suggested that a bid worth up to £200 million had been made at one point. However, Salah would ultimately opt to remain at Anfield this summer instead of taking up what was likely to be a massive contract offer in Saudi Arabia. You get the sense that Mohamed Salah is likely to end up playing in the Saudi Pro League at some point in the future. As to whether he would leave Liverpool just 1 year into his new contract, that remains highly questionable. The negotiations surrounding that new deal were a major talking point last season, with both the player and Liverpool sure to avoid a similar circus once again next summer. As a result, you would imagine that the summer of 2027 is a much more likely exit date for Salah from Merseyside. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our 5th news is transfer news. Hibs icon linked with shock Newcastle move as Liverpool ace wanted by Premier League rival. Aston Villa star man linked with transfer out as Liverpool youngster potentially off to West Ham. Former Hibs icon, now Aston Villa captain, John McGinn could be headed for the exit door at Villa Park. McGinn, who joined Villa from Hibs in 2018, has been linked with a move to Premier League giants, Newcastle United. During his time at Hibs, Super John McGinn helped the club win their first Scottish Cup trophy in 114 years, as well as helping the side win the Scottish Championship in 2017. McGinn's performances for the Hibs earned him his first Scotland cap, and nearly a decade on, he is the undisputed fan favourite of the Tartan Army. As it looks as if McGinn's Villa departure is imminent, there is another Scottish star man potentially headed for a move elsewhere south of the border. Let's take a look at the latest Scottish transfer news. Newcastle United have turned their attention to the Aston Villa captain, due to the lack of depth they have in midfield after Sean Longstaff's £12 million move to Leeds United. It is not the first time McGinn has attracted interest this summer, as Everton were also linked with the 30-year-old earlier in the window. According to MailSport, Villa manager Unai Emery doesn't want to lose his captain, but with the big squad the Villains currently possess, McGinn's minutes on the field might be at risk. Furthermore, with the Scotsman's work rate, tenacity, reliability and general style of play, he already looks like a man who would relish playing under the Champions League lights of St James' Park. McGinn has 2 years left on his contract at Villa, therefore if the Magpies are seeking his signature it may be an expensive one, but after 7 years at Villa, maybe it's time for Super John McGinn moves on to his next chapter. West Ham show interest in Scotland winger Ben Doak. Ben Doak has been a revelation for the Scotland national team in recent years. His performance against Croatia and Manchester City defender, Josko Gvardiol, gave the Tartan Army a new hope that they had found their X-Factor winger, all for him to get injured before the next international break. The Liverpool youngster had a successful loan spell with Middlesbrough last season, and it appears he has caught the attention of West Ham United boss, Graham Potter. Following the departure of Mohamed Kudus to Tottenham, the Hammers are yet to replace the Ghanaian and are still on the lookout for a winger. According to Football Talk, West Ham aren't the only team trying to sign Doak, as Wolves, Ipswich and Crystal Palace are also on the hunt. The 19-year-old Scot has bags of potential, scoring 3 goals and registering 7 assists in the Championship last season. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is Liverpool must meet 2 conditions to sign Bradley Barcola. With 21 goals and 21 assists, he attracted much attention on his way to becoming a Champions League winner and has reportedly found his way onto Liverpool's transfer shortlist, but this claim is disputed by a source as trusted as the origin of the rumour. Are there truth to claims Liverpool want to sign Bradley Barcola? On Wednesday evening, League One and French football expert Fabrice Hawkins reported on X that Liverpool are interested in signing Barcola, citing two conditions that must be met in order for a transfer to be possible. First, Barcola must indicate that he wishes to leave. The player will have to expressly request to leave, it seems. Despite Hawkins, a trusted source for breaking news in French football, putting his stamp of approval on this story, several sources report that Liverpool are not interested. The Athletic's James Pearce reports that Liverpool are not currently considering a move for Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola. That is in spite of the fact that Liverpool rate the 22-year-old highly, but it would block the progression of 17-year-old Rion Gumaha. It is very clear that Arne Slot has big plans for the teenager. Pearce writes, Liverpool don't want to do anything to impact Ngumaha's progression. They also have Cody Gakpo, who is expected to be a regular on the left side of Slot's attack. Liverpool will value Bradley Barcola in the same bracket as Hugo Ecatike, even if Liverpool are interested in Barcola and consider him an option in the event it is not possible to sign Alexander Isak. There would likely be discrepancies in valuation between the two clubs. As good as Barcola is, he's not worth €100 million, £87 million, if Liverpool managed to sign Hugo Ecatike for €91 million, £79 million, and even then the base price is £69 million with £10 million in add-ons. Last season, Hugo Ecatike starred too with 22 goals and 12 assists. The difference in quality between the Bundesliga and League One is significant enough for it to be reasonable to imagine Liverpool might value Ecatike in line with Barcola. For now, this is just an exciting rumor, but things may develop further in this exciting window where Liverpool have defied all convention with their atypically high spending. Liverpool are making major moves in the transfer market, with reports suggesting they are preparing a concrete offer for a superstar with 42 goal contributions alongside their ongoing pursuit of Alexander Isak. Arne Slot's transfer priorities are under the spotlight as the Reds also target £87m rated wing wizard Bradley Barcola. Meanwhile, Mohamed Salah has reportedly made an early decision regarding his Liverpool future, and Newcastle could hand the Reds a surprise boost. Stay tuned for all the latest updates on Liverpool's summer window. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.